then a very good and detailed invitation about where your next meeting is at for that second night. So that second night, which will be on your regular meeting night, regular meeting time, this is where it may get a little challenging for some of the smaller packs to make sure they have leadership for both meetings here, so to keep your other kids busy. And at the same time, especially if they're trying to finish something up, at the same time trying to entertain new parents. Night 2, if you flip the page on this guide, is a youth protection and parent expectations night. This night is designed to let your Tigers either finish the activity they started on the first night for them, or start working on their Bobcat. That's something that you all know those requirements. They don't really need a book for right off the bat, and you can begin working that process. And for the parents to take youth protection, so they understand what they should expect of you as new leaders and what they need to expect of themselves and what you'll expect of them as far as behavior. Then you'll also use that night to start creating the expectation, if you already did it on that first night, that every parent is going to be involved in the success of that den. You already have all their applications. You already kind of set that up for yourself. Don't let them find a way to make this, the Babysitters of America, kind of the joke, the BSA. Make sure they understand that they're going to be a part of that den success, even beyond just being a Tiger parent. Get them used to being involved. Get them used to bringing something. There for a while, Brian on Scouting even had the Oreo trick, where you asked every parent to bring a thing of Oreos separately, and you got to see if who brought Oreos, who didn't. Did they only bring enough Oreos for like one per kid? Did they bring enough Oreos for like their own den? Did they bring them for the whole pack? Did they get double stuffed? And there's an entire article on what each one means. And the guy who brings for everybody and brings double stuff, that's the next leader you want, that kind of thing. But this really does give you time to see how they react to those expectations of being involved. Generally speaking, especially with young kids and young families, most parents are going to want to be involved. This gives them a good invitation to where they already feel welcomed into being a part of that process. But the biggest thing is, do not do your ask yet. We're going to save that for the third night. This still gives you a chance to get to meet and get to know your parents. So do not make an ask yet. Just make that expectation known that they will all have a place somewhere, whether it be a little one or a bigger one, in making this den work out well. Lastly is provide a talent survey. There's a couple surveys out there online. I'm going to post one onto our district webpage at covera.org/district/White Buffalo. Just try to find one, whether I need to make one myself or not. It may be a day or so, but I'm going to get one up there. Start looking at the things that those parents do for a living. Start looking at what they're interested in. You may find that somebody really likes sewing, and so they can kind of help out with uniforming once in a while, even if not all your parents are up for it. Maybe somebody loses a patch. The simple things. Maybe somebody likes cooking, and maybe they should be ahead of the buffet, or something out of Blue and Gold, a potluck. Or they can teach the kids how to cook, would be a really great one. Or maybe somebody really likes doing computers, but they really don't like being in front of people. That sounds like a good person to help record trainings or advancements to me. Or maybe you got that dad that's a big goof, or that mom who really has a projecting voice. That'd be a great cub master, even if they can't always be there week to week with the dens, but they would be perfect for standing up in front of a Blue and Gold. Definitely kind of use those personal observations that you'll have, as well as those surveys, as a chance to really look at those parents coming in and start putting in the back of your mind positions they would be really, really great at. And the last part of that meeting for the second night is just review pack structure. The parent orientation guide has it on page 12. It's the blue and white guide we've had before. If you don't have copies of those, that's okay. You can easily kind of make one of your own, or you can kind of explain how the chartered organization representative and how the committee work into the big picture on the weekly, the weekly tasks with the dens and the den leaders. If you're not familiar with those, please give myself or any district committee member a call, or your commissioner staff, and we'll be happy to help you with that process or explaining that process, so everybody knows where they fit into the big picture. The last part of the night is just answering any covered questions. If the kids learn something they'd like to show off, finish it out with that. The second meeting should only last exactly an hour. You want to be very courteous of their time. You want to start on time and you want to end on time. Obviously, there may be conversations afterwards, and there are parking lot conversations. It's scout time. We all know how that works. but make sure you're still very, very courteous of their time. Okay? And finally, last night, if you flip the page, night 3, this one is a little bit more full, but its intention is to get a lot of the house